folks, just fair warning, our themes of this game, Werewolf is a brutal game, okay? All of our players tonight are playing people who have discovered that they are monsters or part monster, and that they can turn into these, beasts of tearing and flesh and, murder. And they get to struggle with that, and so we're gonna see some of that tonight. And then also, just as a overall content warning, there's going to be some themes of police brutality throughout this entire story. So if that's something that is not cozy for you, we totally get it. But that is the theme of this game. So fair warning to everybody that there's going to be some horror here. There's going to be some body horror. There's going to be some werewolf stuff going on, because Werewolf the Apocalypse, you can't have that game without that happening. And we're going to sprinkle in a healthy dose of police brutality throughout the story. So I think with those things stated, I'm your storyteller, David, and we're going to get going. Oh, chat, I love seeing all the stuff in here. I want to highlight for all of you, as we were doing scenes, I added in a little special chat bonus. If you like the scene that just happened, one of the players especially, called your attention, you can give them experience points, because Werewolf famously doesn't give very much per session. And so progression for these characters can be slow. But chat tonight, you can give out experience points throughout the whole game. You can give out experience points. You're limited to 4 per stream, so choose wisely. But please give them out, because my poor players won't get much without it. So there you go. Oh my goodness!
Wouldn't it be funny if you just made me OP, chat?
Yeah. Wouldn't it be great?
It would be awesome if
just for a lark, just buff my character all the way.
If Dale just got swole.
It'd be cool if you make me the god of this universe, chat. That would be great.
What would happen? Let's find out.
What would happen? And one of the players, I neglected to mention this during character creation. You can all, in Legend Keeper, go to your character sheets real quick. In your skills, you can pick a specialization. And I forgot to mention that during character creation. A specialization is you're good at shooting firearms, but you specialize in rifles. And so whenever you're shooting a rifle, you get a little extra mechanical bonus versus whenever you're shooting something else, right? The same is true for driving and all the other things. So you can pick one of your skills to have a specialization. And my apologies for not mentioning that sooner. I could have sent all of that to you in a chat, but I didn't. I decided to do that right now. And here we are.
How do we make that difference?
Just in the skill, in that window for the skill in Legend Keeper, just get a little bracket, give yourself a specialization. There's a bunch in the book, but really go with your heart, man, and pick one. So that'll give you a mechanical advantage whenever you're using it.
Cool.
Yeah. And just as a reminder, we have some safety tools in place. We are there's a few things we're not going to do with some hard lines and some stuff we've already covered, and we have some veils around body shaming and all that kind of stuff. And then we also have the X card system. So friends, I am watching our Discord chat at all times. If you ever need to X card, let me know, and we will check out and move on with our lives if ever a scene gets too rough or hits you a little weird, right? Okay. So let's begin. Your characters are Guru, and you have been werewolves for less than a year. You all have lived for some weeks to some years in the greater Dallas-Fort Worth area. Since becoming a werewolf, you were one of the lucky ones. You were one of the ones that were found by the good werewolves. Because whenever somebody goes through their first change, you've come to realize that as soon as you have your first change, you are hunted. You are hunted by good guys and bad guys. And bad guys take all kinds of forms. And whoever gets to you first kind of decides your fate. And the 4 of you were lucky in that what are called kin fetchers found you and brought you into the fold, made sure that you had some basic control over your ability to change forms, the things that drive you as a beast, and that community has really fostered you for the last several months. You're all a part of the same sept inside of Dallas, and that community mostly resides in the what is called the Great Trinity Forest, or you would know it as the uh, Archikosa Cairn. And the Archikosa Cairn is a place of power inside this Great Trinity Forest. And the Great Trinity Forest is a real thing. It's 6,000 acres of forest in the southeast of Dallas. It's the largest urban forest in America. And for reference, Central Park is like 180 acres, and this thing is 6,000 acres. So it is truly massive and sprawling. And your sept and its cairn that it takes care of is but a small portion of this vast forested space that is often forgotten about in Dallas. Like, I lived in Dallas, I grew up in Dallas, and I never went there. I was all around it. I lived in the suburbs, I lived in the city, I lived South Dallas, North Dallas. I lived all over, never went into those woods. I frankly didn't know much about it until I started doing research for this game. Which is kind of surprised me. But that is where you're at. Now, oh yeah, it's expensive, chat. It's expensive. You'll get there to give out those XPs. So last night, really over the last 3 days, your sept has been doing what we call the summer moot. And the summer moot is it's a gathering of all the werewolves of the area, and this is where they tell stories, sing songs, dance. This is where business is conducted, and it's kind of like, do you remember those ads for the like Army Reserves where it's like 1 weekend a month? It's kind of like that. Like, as a werewolf in this DFW area, you're expected to participate really intensely for a few days, and then for the rest of the time you're eking out your existence, right? Figuring out your way. And over the last 3 days, you all have been at the summer moot at the Archikosa Cairn, and it has been an eye-opening experience. You've met many werewolves that you didn't even know were in the area. You've heard wonderful tales of glory and honor and wisdom, and you are getting a better understanding of what it means to be a werewolf. You've also come to understand a lot of the challenges that face your sept and Dallas as a whole. I would love it if each of you could introduce your character and talk a little bit about what 3 days of partying with some of the biggest and sometimes most violent people, but also the warmest and most welcoming people you've ever met in Dallas. Can you give me just a little snippet of something that your character got up to over the last 3 days? Because there would have been all kinds of ways for you to go off and hunt, go off and do things with other people, show some of your like abilities and maybe fall on your face. So however you want to like handle that, I would love to hear just like a notable moment for your character. And, really whoever has something already in your brain pan, hit us up.
I'll hit you up in more
Yeah.
ways than one, as our Pexa wrote. I am an old woman. For a wolf, I am 14 years old on this earth, and that is too long for me to party. I am just full of arthritis and mangy fur, and I'm not joining the youngsters in their little bouts of proof, but I am watching, and sometimes their feet get a little clumsy. Someone stumbles over me as I'm laying next to the bonfire. I have to show off a few lessons, bare my teeth, that sort of thing, because quite frankly, as loving and supportive these Garu are, they sometimes get out of hand, and they need someone to nip them back into their place. They might act like wolves, but they aren't familiar with our tactics.
Love that. Love that. Thank you. And your character's name and look. What is how would somebody like recognize her out of a crowd of other wolves?
Bones is a brindly, sort of dark brown, reddish tinted wolf dog. First thing you're going to recognize are those swollen knees, just absolutely up there in age, a grayed muzzle. But most strangely, a bright pink collar that's relatively new,
Hmm.
shiny, has a little pink heart tag on it with the glyph for ally, as well as her name, Bones.
Beautiful. Love that. Thank you. And who else?
I can go. Because while Bones is watching the partying and snipping at the youngsters, I'm planning a lot of the partying. I am making sure kegs are here. I am making sure there is plenty of ice. You need a snack? I got you. Hey, first aid, head on over there. Hey, beer pong? Oh my God, that's not the rules. Let me show you how to do it. Like it is a fully functional machine. Currently, I feel like at certain points in time, maybe as things died down a little, pulls out a guitar to sit around the fire and like play the night out.
Anyway, here's Wonderwolf.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah. Wonder Wolf is how we end every night. It started
Every
off
popular
drunkenly.
song has a werewolf
Yeah.
Just kidding. That's so good.
Absolutely. So my character's name is Astrid. And she's, very much like pretty petite, very unassuming. But if you square up, she's probably gonna lay you down kind of situation, She looks a lot tougher, or she looks not as tough as she is, I guess, because she is currently it's a party night. Probably, we got a similar outfit. She's got her custom made felt hat, formed perfectly to her head. It's got all the bejewels and a hat band with like diamonds and shit.
Is this kind of like an urban cowboy vibe? Is that what I'm
Yeah,
getting here?
tonight, for
Okay.
sure.
I love that.
She has on her Rolling Stone shirt. She doesn't know who they are. With her, like $300 flannel. Why does it cost that much? I don't know. Daisy Dukes, obviously, along with like some like bright silver sequin cowboy boots. Fully just jamming out. Guitar also covered in rhinestones and such, and looks stupid expensive. But she's just having a good old time.
Yes, I love that. And so, and your character's name?
Astrid.
So Astrid is, you are by being party planner, you're meeting some of the other party planners in the group, and we'll revisit them later. But as part of that, you get access to some like really good shit. And so those in this community, the glasswalkers that have the good connections to the good communities that have access to all the good shit, you get a little bit for yourself as well. All right. Owen, Casey?
Yeah. So I can go. My character's name is Dale. Dale is a smuggler by trade, a transporter. New to the werewolf thing, like most of us. I think at the party I think he's mostly sticking to people that he knows, uh, asking a lot of questions, not quite understanding um, our ways and why we do the things we do. I would just like to drink beer if that's all right. I don't get why we need to fight uh, for it, but um, yeah, I think he's trying to blend in and keep a low profile, as he is usually wont to do. Um, yeah, that's Dale. I guess in wolf form uh, he's lithe and like the color of sand. In human form, he is not the most handsome man. He is mechanically ugly per the rules of Werewolf 5e. He's got dingy
the flaws
clothes
of
and
Werewolf are so good.
yeah, it shows ugly. Hell yeah. He's got a dark mullet under his trucker hat, sort of a mess of facial hair, that stubble that sort of like grays your face perpetually, with a thick mustache, kind of like if Hulk Hogan was also Homer Simpson.
Mm.
A nose that you can tell that has been broken a few times. He's a nice guy. He's just mechanically ugly per the rules of Werewolf 5e.
I love Dale. Thank you. Thank you so much.
DM89. It was like his mama tells him he's pretty. I love that. That I don't know who you are. You're new. I already like you. All right, I guess be the last. So Ishu, he is spending his time. I think the first day he was with the shamans, you know, being that he's learning that whole side of like he feels pulled towards that. But as soon as he realizes his duties are over, he finds all of his like-minded brothers and sisters, and he'd be like, "Have you ever heard of the game Dice? Come this way." And so all the very young pups and some of the older ones, we are just having a good old game of dice in the corner. Maybe a thing of dominoes is going over. He's just injecting this kind of. He's like, I don't know, but this culture seems like it's lacking some seasoning. Let me just mix it up a bit.
You can feel my eyes on your back. Better not be mean.
No, he is an upstanding member of society. He would never have weighted dice ever in his pocket to make sure he always gets the money.
So, does your character cheat?
Probably.
Okay, so when you got caught and you got your ass beat,
That's fair.
Yeah. How does he get out of getting beat by? Because somebody's gonna see it, somebody's gonna catch, right? And this is an angry group.
Right.
You've all got this engine of rage inside of you that, like, sometimes it grows, and you got to answer that call. Right?
I think in the perfect way of how I play a game, David, I never cheated the youngins. I was always fair with them.
Oh,
but
good.
in the perfect way of how I like to just cause problems for myself in these games.
Yep.
I absolutely went at cheated against one of the senior members.
Casey.
Let's go.
What was the okay?
Decidedly worse.
Hold on. Do you remember the name of the NPC in Big Asphalt, the leader of the Big Iron Gang? Do you remember her name?
No, I don't. I just remember Graham's getting punched by Katrina's character for shooting her.
All right. Fair enough. Dang. All right. I don't remember that character's name right now, but we're gonna call her Big Iron, just so like that's my callback. Yeah. And you're lucky that you picked on her because she's old enough to not kill you by accident.
Okay, cool.
But you get proper beat.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Like she gets you right to incapacitated from like just bruising damage.
Yep.
And she's like, that'll do. And just like leaves you there.
I think I just sit there and I'm like, okay, weighted dice at the crane. Not a thing. I literally just toss it into the woods. That was a good lesson.
I'm walking by with all of the party favors for everyone and just chunk an ice pack at him and keep going.
Thank you.
Just places it right on his face.
Right here on his eye. Like, man, that's gonna suck.
I walk away, look back at him, walk back, throw 2 more ice packs, and then go on my way.
Yeah.
Immediately put them on my rib cages. Like,
oh yeah. And then if you hadn't already figured it out, one of the things that is wonderful about being a werewolf is that once you leave your like human form, you shift into maybe one of the half forms, like Glabro or Hispo. You heal super fast, and so that was a lesson, right? This is not something that's gonna like put you out of commission for a while. You know, you could drink a couple of beers and be good, really.
Yeah.
You know, so definitely we have that moment with Big Iron, and I need to make a sheet real quick for Big Iron, real quick, just because.
So what Ishu looks like in human form is that he's a young African American male. He's got dreadlocks all the way down. One of his distinguished features that he doesn't, unless he shows you, is that he has a giant spider on his back, tattooed on his back, because of his belief in the African gods. And Ishu is the trickster god of African culture. And so that's what he looks like. Now, his wolf form, crane, and all that form, he's a black wolf with red eyes. I don't know if that's a thing that happens, but I found that artwork.
It is in this game.
Yeah, and he has red accents throughout, like copper red accents that show up throughout his wolf form.
That's cool.
Like hairs. And that's kind of like what he does. It looks like.
I love that. Thank you so much for that, dude. Great. Oh man, I'm so glad that you cheated. I doesn't invent an NPC for you. And I'm just gonna say, I'm just a little quote here. She has her eye on Ishu. Anytime.
Got my eye on you.
Okay.
I think
watching.
on the scale of screw up, because I like to swing big. How big did I screw up?
Yeah. You didn't lose a point of wisdom because they think you learned the lesson, right? You tossed the dice. If you had kept the dice, if you had a point of wisdom, I'd have taken it away from you.
Oh yeah, no. No, I was like, because it's like I think he gives it his best shot and realizes I am in so much trouble right now.
Yeah. Oh, so
Wait until I find out. We've had this discussion. Honor is an important keystone to these people. I get it.
Yeah.
They can be a little obnoxious about it, but we have to apply by the rules. Be nice in someone's house. Don't make me come over there.
Abby, I want your character to find me laying down and you start that speech to me.
Oh, absolutely. I hear the fight, getting up, the old dog stretch all my bones, totting over to you, that little collar jingling, and just, Ishu, we've had this discussion about respecting the houses of others.
Yes, ma'am. Sorry, ma'am.
Do I need to lecture you about honor again?
No, ma'am.
I think you need to hear the lecture again.
You still need to pay me for the artwork. I want to hear it from you.
I think
if
Ishu rolls over, Dale is also on the ground with ice on his face.
What did you do?
Oh, I didn't do nothing, but nobody's gonna fight me if they think somebody already kicked my ass.
I just give you that long motherfucker for real?
Real wisdom in trickery is being clever enough to not be caught. You need to work on your cunning.
To not be caught, Ishu. You hear that?
I don't. Yeah. And he takes the one off his rib and just puts it back on his other eye. That one would beat me to death.
For anybody in the Discord, I did put the picture of our forest in the HSC campaigns. So if you want to see the setting of the Great Trinity Forest, we got a picture up for everybody. Excellent. So in our last night here as part of the Summer Moot, things are coming to an end. Certainly everybody is welcome to stay the night, and almost everybody does. The energy of the place is so different than anywhere else in Dallas. You feel at home here. You feel welcomed by the land. You feel welcomed by your fellow Geru. And this is one of the few places and moments you have felt at peace since your first change. Likely because you are so surrounded by not just other kinfolk, but also by the spirits in the Umbra that welcome you and see, joined fortunes, right? And there's this certainly Casey as the Theurge, you would have gone into the Umber during this time. You would have spoken to some of the spirits, your own spirit that that is attached to you, and so there's just a lot of this kind of sense of comfort and warmth here. Think like the opening of 28 Days Later, right? It was just such a great, peaceful scene in that movie. Everything was great.
And everything stayed great.
It stayed great the entire time.
We're not in trouble.
Everything's fine.
Everything's fine. Oh, hey, another XP. So Abby, you got an XP, and I see Taylor has an XP. So thank you so much, folks who are joining us. For the players to get XP in this game, that's you guys in the chat. So
We'll never learn anything without you. So
tell us what you like and give points when you do. Okay, excellent. So at night, you all bed down in whatever form is comfortable for you. There are cots, tents, not really plush beds out here, but definitely arrangements. You know, camping. Some would call it glamping because, you know, things were provided for you. You had a turnkey camp in some cases. Others of you in wolf form, lupus, just wherever you want to be, right? As close to the fire as you like, that kind of thing. And during the night, for Ishu, Dale, and Bones, the three of you have this experience of lying in a field, looking up at a setting sun. And you have this sensation of being together, close. Something's off. And there's a lone silhouetted figure on a horse. He's got a cowboy hat. And there's a little glint of a star, of a sheriff's badge. And you know that this is not your memory, but it is somebody's. And you have this sensation of being very close to each other. But Astrid is not currently present. You felt like she was on her way or coming, but isn't here yet. And this silhouetted figure regards the lot of you, and you see a faint red glow in his eyes. And then he turns, and his horse ambles away from you, discarded and lost. He clearly has destination and purpose, and the three of you are stuck, unable to move, unable to understand what's going on, other than it doesn't feel quite right. Astrid, as part of this pack dream, you have this recollection of feverishly running through tall grass, grass taller than Astrid has ever seen, literally above her head. Because the Great Plains once had grass that went 12, 13, 15 feet tall. And you were that tall. You're running, you're a 12-foot tall machine of war, rustling through this grass, this like wheat-colored grass. There's blood, the scent of sweat and muscle as you are tearing through this grass, trying to find your pack. And you round this bend and you smell them. You know they're close. You climb this rocky, craggy, short cliff again through this like thick grass. And as you get up high enough to see down into this low valley near a river, you see your friends. And I should say, for Astrid's perspective, this is not your pack mates. It doesn't physically look like them, but you recognize them as your people. And you have that same sense of like longing and calling to them. and you see the silhouetted sheriff join a pack of what must be deputies, 15 total, as they all ride away from you on horseback. Looking down at your packmates, you see the forms of 3 full Krynos werewolves that are massive, bloodied, and dismembered, as their limbs were pulled from their bodies and their heads remained. And they lay there in agony. And then before you wake up, Astrid, you felt your character reach back to her like hunting pack and pull a ceremonial blade about yay long that is covered in leather and made of silver, as she goes to end the misery of her packmates. When you wake, it's 3 a.m. It's quiet. You hear crickets and frogs and mosquitoes. You're the only one awake.
I think she'll kind of sit up with a bit of a start. Can I see everybody else like kind of sleeping or laying around in different places?
Yeah. You look around, you immediately spot Ishu and Bones. With a little bit of effort, you find Dale. I'm going to say for fun, you see that Dale has cozied up to a log and is sleeping on the ground, but like cuddling a log.
Oh, I think she's adorable. I'll leave him be for a little bit. I think I go to Bones first, and try to not startle her awake, because I feel like she's maybe accidentally done that a couple of times in the past.
Oh yeah, and it's definitely ended up
hurts.
with you pinned up against a wall with her in Krynos
Yeah.
form.
Yeah, so I think it's like
Your
a
battle
little
ready.
just like making it very obvious that I'm walking that direction, but then like gingerly leaning down and trying to like connect a little more like mentally as well as like talking, just like good morning, Bones. That's not morning, Bones.
Oh, child, why are you waking me up at this hour?
Bones, you have a memory of seeing Astrid in your dreams right before waking. Not Astrid, but like you recognize her role. And that's the last image you have when you wake.
Strange, you're just in my mind's eye. You weren't stalking the shadows, were you?
No, I don't think so. I had a weird dream too, and I don't quite know how to process it. And you helped me with so much in this kind of world I found myself in. I was hoping maybe I could chat. I don't think I can go to sleep too easy.
Give me just a moment, just doing that big long dog stretch, yawning, sitting up on her haunches. I'm not too versed in the matter of spirits, but I'll tell you what I know.
All right. And I'll describe to the best of sleepy Astrid memory the thing, and then kind of make sure that the point of like it didn't look like y'all, but it felt like it was.
It's vivid in your mind. You can't lose a minute of it, a second of it. It's all there. It's not like another dream where it's like fleeting. This one's staying.
Yeah. Anyway, it was those twisted wolves that I'd seen before, but it felt like in my heart like it was you. And those rangers were there.
Strange. I wouldn't suspect that, well, any sort of human authority would care about our matters, much less the matters of their own people. But it sounds almost like what's the word? A metaphor. Something disguised as something else to convey meaning, a story for young ones. Perhaps we ought to speak to our own spirit walker.
I mean, yeah, well, whatever you say. I've never been too great at metaphors. I like things real straightforward, so any help I get.
As do I. I've heard enough jingles from myself, and she'll toddle over, and definitely not with the same grace that she was awoken with, is immediately going to being a nose issue. Just cold, wet nose in your face, dog breath.
The best way to be woken up by a dog.
Child, young one. We have a
Yeah.
spiritual matter at hands. I fear that the Umbra seems to have leaked into our packmate's dreams.
Why were y'all in my dreams? Why was the
Why were
fucking
we in
sheriff
other
looking at me?
dreams?
Nah, this one's different. I couldn't move. Evil looking cop. I mean, there's no good cop, but like this one, yeah.
Like Texas Ranger?
Yeah. Okay.
Shining eyes.
Yeah. All right. Oh man, let me. He like rises up. A bottle falls from his chest because he was drinking. He's like, I'm not sober enough for this. All right. Yeah, that is weird. So you had the same dream I had. What? I see Dale on the log, and I just pick up a small rock and I just like throw it, trying to like Dale.
I think he wakes up in Glabro form, like Wolfman style, and like sort of like breaks the log with his strength. He goes, "Oh man, my sleeping log. Yeah, what do you want?
Man.
Did you get the cowboy nightmare issue?"
Okay, so yeah, all right, yeah, definitely, I agree with you, Bones. We got some kind of spirit thing going on. Let me see what I can figure out.
Mine was real different, though. I don't know if mine was like after yours or something in the timeline.
We could sense that you, at least for me, I could sense that you were trying to get to us, but you wasn't there. It was just...
Yeah, I think I got there too late and I saw what happened.
An omen, perhaps. Again, I'm not versed in these particular matters, but we'd happen to know someone who does, and I just give a faint little tail wag at that. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Anxious. My hair standing up on the edges.
So, David, what do I need to roll to try to piecemeal this to give my packmate some peace about this, or at least something to...
Yeah. No, that's fair. Real quick, for everybody who wants, in HSC campaigns on the Discord, I tossed a picture of the sheriff that Dale and Ishu and Bones saw before he turned his back to you all. You are able to discern, just without even rolling, that usually when a pack has shared dreams like this, that there's some sort of spiritual calling at play, as the dream realm is accessible to spirits. And if you're all sharing a vision, then there is somebody trying to get your attention. And it's probably a spirit in the Umbra.
All right, so I convey that to y'all. Like, something's trying to talk to us. A warning, like you said.
Why can't they just do it directly? It's always with you, Garu. There's something. Garu. There's always just some meeting, some hidden little thing. Why can't you just do it outright so I could rip your throat out if you're too much of it? You understand what I'm saying.
You had me, then you lost me. But yeah,
it's there's a lesson for us to be learned here. It's all about patience and time to reveal. I can go talk to some of the older shamans and explain our dream to see if maybe we can get it, and see what our next steps are. Either we go into the Umbra and talk directly, or I can talk to my spirit guide and see what she has to say. But take a little bit. Give me a minute. I'm still waking up and sobering up.
Bones just lays her ears back,
Yeah.
narrows those bright yellow eyes. Just be careful. I understand this is intrinsically what we are. It is as much a part of me as my fangs are to my jaws, but be careful.
I will. And so, can I talk to my spirit?
Yeah. So let's talk about the spirit that you have with you. So Ishu has as part of your what is it? As part of your background, you have what is the name of that favor?
I called a what's the name of the
It's like a juggling. It's like
it's a juggling.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a juggling, and her name is Lola, and it's a jumping spider.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
I love it. Like a little furry jumping spider, or like a big...
Yeah, well, whatever that size category. But it when I want to say when I first started talking, it was an orb, and if everybody else can see it, it was like an orb weaver spider.
Oh, cool.
And because I'm learning about like the weave, I'd be like, hey, maybe not look like that. Maybe look like something friendly.
Yeah, so little cute. Yeah, I love it.
It changed this for
the most adorable spider you ever did see. Yeah, so for it to be a juggling, for you are the one who can see it.
Okay.
Your pack mates are aware of it, but you're the one with the connection, right? Okay. And you're the one who can speak to it while in the material realm. In the Umbra, it's as big as a dog.
Right.
It's big because it's a juggling. It's not like a little teeny thing. It's you know, it would be intimidating if it weren't so fucking cute. Right?
Yeah. Like when it first came to me, I'm like, oh no, bro. Like, hold on, wait a minute. Like, we gotta talk about this. Cute. I was like, I'm not gonna do nothing, but I can't promise my pack mates ain't gonna do nothing. So like, let's talk about this.
Yeah. So you invested a little bit into this. So it's a bigger one. It's a juggling, and so what do you want to ask it?
So I explained to her, it's like, hey, my pack mates had this dream. I need to know if you can sense any, like, what spirit might be talking to us, or like the warning, like I give the whole thing, like both Astra and our perspective. And I described to the T, because I will never forget an evil cop, to the T what that sheriff looked like.
Love that.
To see if anything can come of that out of that information.
Love that. Yeah. So Lola has been helpful to you in the past, especially for like finding information like this out. And the way she does that, and she says, Casey, what like title or honorific, or like how would it address you? Would it call you dearie? How would it call you without using your name? What sort of like affectionate term does Lola use when addressing you?
I think it would use I think
the pack is awake. The sept is waking up.
I think, dear friend.
Okay, excellent. Then she would say, dear friend, hold this thread so I may find you when I find the answers. I'll have to go looking.
Okay, thank you. And I'll grab the thread.
Yeah, so give me a intelligence plus occult.
Oh, yes. So intelligence is, if I remember right, my expertise.
Love that. And this is going to be in the way that you chose to describe things to your spirit companion. Because you know through interacting with Lola that like the things that she cares about are like different. You know, like you're a lot of times describing energy and feelings and like impressions, less physical, right? And so how well do you convert what you experienced into something that she can use? You're going to roll, pool all those dice together. You have one That was not a very restful sleep. You have 2 rage.
Mhm.
So 2 of your dice are going to be converted to rage dice.
Okay.
So roll that pool of intelligence plus occult. Anything with a 6 or better on the regular dice is a success. Those rage dice, same thing, but 1s and 2s also count as successes.
Okay.
And if you
So
get 2 of
I
those,
have 7 dice total.
yep. And your
Uh,
rage dice are replacing some of your pool, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Yep. So 7 total, and 2 of those are going to be rage dice. Yeah.
2 of those are gonna be rage dice. Okay. Show me potato salad. I got double 10s and double 1s.
Okay. The double. Okay. The double 1s were on regular dice or rage dice, or
No,
one of you?
I was yeah. I'm gonna say my rage dice were the ones.
Love that. Okay, cool. So that means that those count as extra successes, but those are brutal successes. Okay.
Oh,
So you succeed even better than you would have, but it's messy, right? And so Lola goes off with this information,
mm-hmm.
and she comes back wounded and harmed. Okay, she is not like gravely wounded, but clearly got into way in over her head in terms of trying to find information. But she has what you're looking for because you got a lot of successes.
I think because he's been in his human form, he is when he sees her come back injured, even though it's like, I mean, you said it doesn't look serious, or like obviously
It's not like gravely wounded. It's not like she's gonna die, but you know
right.
that she got into a scrap and she was like,
Yeah.
got a little scared for a minute. She found her way out. She followed that thread you were holding on to get back home and find you. But it got messy for sure.
I think he shifts all the way not up into his war form, but the form just underneath it.
The Glabro.
Yeah, Glabro form.
Okay.
Like I think y'all watch him, and then it's like that. Poof,
yep.
Because he's like, what happened?
Yep. Okay. Real quick, just to make sure we cover that well, go ahead and give me a rage check as you switch into Glabro. And what that means is you just roll 1 dice and tell me what the number on that D10 is.
Okay. Oh shit! I got another one.
Okay, cool. So you shift into Glabro. That doesn't change anything. You're in Glabro, but you lose a rage in doing so.
Okay.
That's really what we're checking to see is like, did you spend some rage to do this, or are you still angry? Right, kind of thing. So you go from a 2 down to a 1 in terms of rage.
Okay.
Important note, just as a reminder, if you go to 0 rage ever, you have lost the wolf, and you can't do werewolf things until your moon shows up.
Okay.
Oh, speaking of, what is tonight's moon? So what is the moon? Let's see here. Moon phase today.
Oh, let me.
So you're in Glabro.
Look outside.
Yeah. What is the moon phase today, my dude?
Where are you, Moon? Hold on.
Looks like it's crescent today. So that would be for all the theurges, which is your moon.
Hell yeah. Yep. I can confirm.
Hell yeah. All right. Love that. Love that. Okay. So get back in your truck. Where'd you go?
I'm facing south, okay? So I had to go behind the truck and go.
He's actually transforming. He just had to like hop out of the truck, get really into character.
Yeah, excellent. So yeah, you're in Glabro form and you're concerned. And my apologies. I know that it took us a while to get back to this, reconnect with this moment, this scene. But yeah, describe to me how you address her in this like wounded state.
I would be like, Lola, what happened? Like I'm in somewhat panic mode because, and it's like, what? Who did this to you, and who do I need to kill?
Yeah, she describes for you this that she found forest spirits that have been distressed. Think like owl spirits, other like nocturnal creature like raccoon spirits and stuff like that have been distressed in the southern part of the Trinity Forest.
Mm-hmm.
That there's too much noise. And she, because you got so many great successes, she went to investigate. And she found that there was malice and avarice spirits that were forming in this space. And because you got brutal successes, she decided to press further and fully understand what was going on there. And what she describes to you, because you got so many successes, that there is a spot where corruption is festering in the southern end of this woodland that you're in.
Okay.
And what she got caught by were some of these like malice and avarice and like hateful spirits. And she didn't realize that they had already grown so strong.
Well, you go rest and go heal. I will bring this to the elders, and we will go and investigate. And it's my job as a shaman to clear this. Thank you.
She says, I will lick my wounds.
Yeah. And so I'll turn back to the group and explain like I need to go. I need to talk to Big Iron and the rest, but there's something going on in the south of the Crane where Malice is already has a strong foot. It sounds like getting a strong foothold, and I'm going to petition that at least I won't speak on the rest of you, but at least I will go and investigate.
I'll come with you. If there's anyone who knows the way of old ones, it's me.
Yeah. Anyone else want to go on this mission?
Do I want to? No. Do I feel like I should? Yeah.
To talk to the seniors or to go fight the
Well, I'm
spirits in the forest?
gonna be 100% with you. If the seniors say no, I'm still going because my spirit just got injured to get this information, so I'm at least responsible for that.
You all realize it's still 3:30 in the morning. You have not rested well, and other than Ishu, you all have 2 rage.
Gotcha.
I will go. Hopefully, wait. I'm guessing not. Is Big Iron the boss? Oh, we just making it.
No. She's just the one that caught you, and sought justice, created justice in her mind. Let's see here. Oh, I do have. Hugo is the Sept leader here, and his pack is Big Town.
I will go seek out Hugo.
Cool. You find Hugo. Hugo is a class walker here in town. He lawyer, ACLU-ish, something like that. You really don't know. But you know he's a glass walker, and you know he does something in the town, and it all sounds very important. But he's here, asleep, and his partner is with him.
I guess I don't know how to knock, so I'll just like touch them softly. Touch Hugo. It's like, Mr. Hugo, sir.
Cool. You give me an etiquette. This will be fun. Give me a like a composure etiquette.
Shake him.
Yeah, or
Could I-
manipulation etiquette. No.
Could I
no.
give him an additional? Oh wait,
No.
looks like Grandma's got great etiquette. Oh boy,
This will be great.
Grandma's just
This will be
watching this
great.
go
It's the
down.
Sept
Right.
leader. He's
Cool.
sleeping.
Cool. I got a whole fucking 2 because I got at least 2 in composer.
There it is. This will be great.
This is lovely. I love my life.
Oh, you have 0 etiquette. Oh, this is wonderful.
I get my ass
Hell
beat
yeah.
again.
Wait, I say don't get caught. That's the most important part.
Oh, you know what's great is one of those dice is a rage dice.
7 and 5, the 5 being my rage.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's it. 7, that's a success. 6 or higher is a success. You don't get stabbed as you, with your foot,
Fine.
shake his foot like, hey, boss. Hugo is groggy and sleeps in lupus form.
Mm-hmm.
And you hear through his like throat this kind of like, what?
We have a situation in the south of the crane of the park where malice looks like it's being taking hold of. My spirit let me know what was going on. It was injured. I am asking for permission for me and my other pack to go and investigate.
He kind of looks at you and like gives you like an up and down and then just goes back to sleep.
I'm gonna take that as a yes.
You just feel a little wet nose touch your hand. I'll lead the way.
Okay.
I was curious what his etiquette was. I was like, there it is. That's the response.
I know we've got like Grandma here just sitting nervously, like, oh my god, they didn't do the traditional nose touch, they didn't sniff. Okay, they're both idiots. Gotcha.
Yeah. Your read in etiquette land, I'm just going to give this to Bones, is that his read was, why did you wake me up for this? Like, handle it or don't, like, why am I bothered? And he just disregarded him and went back to sleep, kind of deal. So yeah,
Kids
you're
these
all
days and their
free
flippin' attitudes.
to do or not do whatever you want, because Hugo don't give a fuck.
Cool. Look, he's new at this, and he just got his ass beat. He ain't about to get a beat again.
The rules of the road. Watching your character issue like figure out the rules of the road is going to be a real treat for me.
He's like, I just got beat almost to death. Let me ask my boss. There's obviously a pecking order, and I'm at the fucking bottom. So yeah, I'm guessing I have, because of the information. We know the way, and I'll let Bones go ahead. I'm gonna stay in this form.
Cool.
I think this is where I'm at.
So real quick on staying in a special form, there is a cost. I believe it for every. I have to double check. I believe for every scene, we're gonna go for every scene. It's a rage check for right now, because what I don't want to do is like make you burn your rage. So I'm gonna just check you real quick. It is a risk. If you fail your next rage check, you will lose all your rage because you're only at 1 right now. Just to like cover the mechanics real quick, you certainly can, and I'm totally down for it. But just so you like kind of understand the mechanical risk here is that you might lose the wolf.
Seeing how my damn luck's going right now, I think I'm gonna shift on back to human form.
Okay, love that.
I think as you do that, I just look at you. I give, the dog head tilt. You do realize we're going through forests, yes? Roads, teeth, terrible sharp things. Oh, last time I went through that, it was in my younger days. You with your delicate back, your delicate little human back. Are you sure?
But Miss Bones, Just yesterday, I fell from a building and I walked away. I'll be okay. Misjudged the jump.
Oh, you're my favorite little skin for this ape.
So
Hey, when you're
clearly, Bones is in Lupus. Ishu is in Hamid. How do the rest of you organize yourselves?
Yeah. Did you say there's a risk to staying in lupus or staying in the half form?
Oh, so if you're in a half form, there's a cost.
Gotcha. So if I go full wolf, we're chill.
Yeah. So Hamid and Lupus are free. You can just go to those forms. You can stay in those forms as long as you like.
oh,
There's
okay.
no
Well
cost.
then,
Yeah, it's these halves forms, and of course the war form is that costs.
I gotta change clothes real quick. Hold on. Goes into her tent that she clearly brought herself and clearly paid someone to put up because she ain't doing it herself. It's one of those that has like AC and inflatable bed in there. You know, it's real fancy.
There's no electricity, but you have all the stuff.
Yeah, I got a generator to do the AC
They
and
don't let you
power
run the
my cell
generator at night.
phone.
They do not let you run the generator at night. Everybody
No,
wants to
yeah.
sleep.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't need it at night. It gets cool enough. You know, it was during the day. It was too damn hot.
Okay, thank
Solar
you.
panels would be good, but you know, I didn't think about that.
Just the long aggrieved look of, oh my god, I'm dealing with all these
Yeah.
pampered children.
I look at my
Staring into the
log, then over at
distance.
Astrid stuff, then back to my log.
It's 10. Y'all could sleep on the floor of it. I ain't stopping you. There's fluffy rugs in there. I got a shag and scroll up on. Anyway, goes in, zips it up, comes back out like 0.25 seconds later and has on the sequin jacket and then turns into a wolf with the sequin jacket still on.
subtle, so subtle.
So good. It's so good. Is
It's
that
not
jacket
armor.
dedicated to you? Is that the jacket that is like
Yeah.
clothing that's dedicated to you? So when you change forms, you're not losing your clothing.
Yeah. I like to think like maybe it looks a little bit more like a jumpsuit when I'm in human form, but then it's just a nice little jacket when I get down to
Yeah.
dog form.
So
Or
is it
no,
like
actually,
is it like
it's a full dog sweater, but it's sequined silver, and then it's just a jumper.
That used to
whenever
be my
human-
sweater.
you're the most
It was
I remember
fashionable
that thing.
sweater.
gigantic
Well, actually,
wolf.
this is the fifth one I bought. Bones did chew up 4 of them when before I knew we were werewolves.
So good.
I kept this one.
So good. We have got to make this like dog sweater situation.
Yeah. Dale has no such ability, so he turns into lupus form and is trapped in jeans and a shirt and like writhes for a while trying to climb out of it.
You do that thing that dogs do when they're like covered in a blanket or something, just shake your head until it comes off. Yeah, good.
Oh yeah, like just me coming up behind him, grabbing the pant leg,
Yeah.
flying out over the log, just tripping, paws over.
Yeah. It's a full slapstick routine. It takes like a minute.
To fully
Until I'm
resolve
ready
itself.
to go.
You hear like some like disembodied voice in the camp go, oh, shut up. And you all leave, I think. And head south. Whoever wants to can roll wits plus survival to find this. You're really going on physical tells at this point because you're traveling through the forest here, and this is just trying to find your scent, trying to find a place of interest down here south. And this is going to be a long trek, right? Because again, this is a huge area, so this is going to take you a few hours to really get to the place where you need to be. But whoever wants to roll can roll, and whoever wants to assist can give a dice in the form of assistance to our roller.
Would you help an old woman cross miles of wilderness?
I have 3 wits. Where's survival at?
Survival is
Skills.
it's a physical skill. It's on the left-hand side. It's at the bottom.
I've got 3 and 3, so I'll try to roll for this.
You're a leader. I'll help.
I have 0, surprisingly to no one.
Alice girl ain't got no camping skill.
Really?
No tracking in you whatsoever.
No, not at all.
So I get an extra die from help?
Yeah, so your pack mates can assist you by giving you a die.
Gotcha. Okay.
So is it one person?
Let's have like one person roll and you all can assist. Because Otherwise, we're like always rolling forever, and I just want to.
Because of how I'll give him a dice as well, just kind of explaining what we're looking for.
Sure. Well, and you all also like fan out, work together, giving signals, all that good stuff. So like, there's definitely ways for you all to coordinate your efforts as you kind of patrol / investigate the southern end of the Great Trinity Forest.
Ooh. Do I get another die from Ishu?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And remember, you have 2 rage, so 2 of your dice need to be rage dice.
Yes. So quite a few failures. Okay. And a 6 succeeds, correct?
Yeah.
So that's 5 successes. One of those is brutal.
Okay. Wow. That's awesome. Good stuff. And the brutal one is at the 1 or a 2 on your rage dice, because only the 1s and 2s on rage dice are brutal.
Yeah, it's a 1 on a rage die.
That's awesome. Okay, cool. So yeah, you have 5, 6 total successes, which is a lot of successes. What you come across with all of these successes, I'm going to say that you are aware early enough to not like tip your hand. The first sign that you're getting close to something is you smell like accelerant, like oil, grease, something like that, right? And then you hear an engine fire up, not like a car engine, but like a 2-stroke motor kind of thing. And I'm going to say, Casey, your character is a car guy.
No, not particularly.
Oh, okay, cool, awesome. Yeah,
yeah,
that's awesome. I love that. This is the first time you've. Oh yeah. Okay, good.
Yeah.
So
driving is my thing.
That's right. So that's right. Driving is your thing. So Owen, you would recognize this as like probably an ATV or a bike, like a dirt bike or an ATV that's out here in the woods, and they're not supposed to be out here. Kind of deal. Okay. And so you are aware, because of all of these successes, that there is a group of people here in the woods. And you hear the sound, before we go to break, you hear the sound of shovels cutting through dirt.
Wildcat logging.
Oh, shit.
And with that, folks, we're going to take a little 10-minute break. And we will be back at, say, 5 past the hour-ish, somewhere in there, an HSC break, right? We'll be back soon. Enjoy the punk ballads that I have set up for all of you. Be right back. Hey everybody, we're back. I was being silly and hitting the wrong buttons on the wrong screen. Back from break. So we find ourselves in the woods. It's dark. It's like almost 4 a.m. And there's a group of people ahead of us in the woods digging something. Dale, you were the one that rolled. So I'm going to say that you were the first to know this information.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe the rest of the pack is nearby. You're all within eyesight or definitely within earshot of each other. And you can be grouped up or kind of spread out. You all describe for yourselves how you like to be. But you're like kind of aware of a group in front of you. And Dale, you're the first to know. So how do you want to handle that?
So a couple questions. One is like, how do I sense them? Do I smell and hear them, or can I see them now?
You can smell and hear them.
Okay.
You are in wolf form, so you've got these extra heightened senses, and so you are aware of a number of people, creatures, beings in front of you. You can't see them yet, even with like great night vision that you've got as a wolf. You still can't quite see through the brush down here to see really what's going on. For like a brief moment, you see the flicker of like a headlight or something like that, and then it goes dim. So you know there's machinery or something like that in front of you, and you heard that engine. So you've got some stuff to go on, but not a great bit of detail just yet.
Yeah. Well, I would like to relay this, but also a question about the world. How do we communicate when we're wolves? Do we speak, or is there like some sort of other communication?
Yeah, absolutely. So wolves, you have been learning how to communicate as a wolf. There's a whole, nonverbal communication thing that wolves do from a body language perspective, and the way that you carry your ears, your tail, your back, all of it. Whether you're facing directly at or slightly askew, all these sorts of things do like little micro communications. And then you also have just like guttural sounds you can make. And like we heard with Hugo, with some practice, you can make some words sort of with the wolf larynx as it is. But for real speech, you need to be in Hamid or Glabro form. Even Krenos kind of struggles to talk. You get like one word ish out of that form. It's really, communication is just very different, and you're learning those things, but you do know how to communicate with each other in wolf form.
Yeah. So I think I communicate this to the others. I think you see Dale like stop and be alarmed. You can tell I hear and smell something, and I'm like looking in that direction, and I start like creeping slowly to show that like, hey, we should cautiously proceed, but there's something ahead.
Yeah. And just so I've got it right in my head, before everybody else says what they're doing, Bones, Astrid, and Dale are all in lupus form, correct? And then Ishu, you're in Hamid, right?
I stayed in Harmon, yeah.
Perfect. Cool. Just making sure I understand the sitch. So yeah, seeing Dale do this, how do the rest of you want to respond?
It's instinctual. I'm a wolf dog, or at least I was before this thing happened to me.
Yeah.
Just the moment pack member goes into that hunting stance, my eyes are glinting towards the prey. I am in that lowered stature. I'm creeping into some bushes. I'm looking to camouflage myself near this group of diggers.
Yeah. That.
David.
Yes.
This is a huge forest with trees really close to each other, right?
Yeah.
Cool. I'm going up.
I
want to get eyes above the situation, so I could kind of get a better sense of what's going on.
Love that. Give me oh, go ahead.
I was like, I would like to do this quietly, so I'm not bringing anyone attention to me.
Cool. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna split your dice pool.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Everybody's going to have to roll stealth here in a second anyways, because you're all creepy, and getting closer kind of deal. But for you, Casey, because you're going to be doing two things at the same time, you can do either of those things first, your be quiet or your climb, and you will roll half the dice you normally would for that roll.
Okay, so we'll do climbing first.
Okay, so that's going to be strength and athletics.
All right, so
You climb up an
three
ash
dice.
tree or oak, whatever's down there.
So half of that is 3.
Ooh. What's up, XP? For Tay.
Oh, cool. I got the 7 is my. I guess what explain rage. What do I know? I need to be under a certain number, or
So I think you still have 1 rage. And that means that anytime you're rolling dice, however much rage you have, that's how many dice get replaced with rage dice. And if you succeed in that brutal way, especially if you have 2 that succeed in the brutal way, then you have brutal successes, which mean that it happens, but with a little extra ferocity. And so it's you with only having 1 rage dice, you kind of can't get that like crit success brutal result that's like you did earlier. But you can still you still have more chances of succeeding because your blood's up and you are more focused when you have rage. So
I was like, I got a 7, and that was on my rage dice, and then a 10 and a 3.
So that's 2 successes, which is great. That's really what you needed to climb this tree.
Okay.
And then the same roll, you're going to do half your stealth, which is going to be Dex plus stealth, but half of that minus 1 die. So like
plus stealth.
probably like you're probably rolling like 1 die or 2 for this second roll. Okay.
No. Because it's 4 total. Half of that is 2, and then your minus gets a 1.
Now you could spend a willpower to get 3 more dice.
What's our will on
your willpower is a combination of composure plus resolve, and that's on the scale. It's on the character sheet.
I got 4. Okay, so I got 4.
So you could spend one of those to like just
I'm gonna go ahead.
dice.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and give me. So that's 4 dice.
Yep.
Because I don't want to get shot yet. It's gonna happen. So.
Love it.
I got a 5, a 7, a 4, and a 1. Unfortunately, the 1 is on my rage dice.
Oh, well rage dice 1s count as successes, and your regular die was you had 1 7, so that's 2 successes for yourself. So that's pretty good.
Okay.
They're gonna have to roll against that. So if one of them is trying to notice you, they're gonna have to get 2 or more successes to identify that there's somebody up in the trees. That's kind of mechanically what you've done is you've set the difficulty of finding you at 2 successes.
Okay, cool. Then I'll be like, I think what y'all notice, you guys will obviously notice, but like he's abnormally quiet for a human climbing.
Yeah.
Up there. And he's done it very well. Like he's done this multiple times.
So the rest of you creeping forward, go ahead and roll for me Dex plus stealth to go forward without being noticed. And these folks are present. They're distracted, so they're going to have not as many dice as normal, but they are going to roll to like potentially notice you.
Oh boy, that is a critical success for me. I got 2 crits totals. That is 4 dice that landed on 10s for a total of 7 successes.
Whoa.
A sneaky Arun. What's the worst thing that could happen?
Whoa, you're scary to me right now. Holy smokes.
What?
You're going to be a problem.
Also got rapid shift and hair sleep. Just
You're
worth
gonna be a
saying.
problem. I love it. I love it. Oh, you can get so close and kill things before they know it. I love that. Okay,
we
good.
need 6s to succeed, right?
Correct. 6s or better. Tell me how many successes you got. Please have
I
more
got
than
rolling 6 dice. I got 2 successes.
Okay. Taylor.
And we're sneaky. We're being sneaky, right?
If you proceed forward, trying to get closer, you gotta roll stealth. Unless you want to just barge in there, which is great too for me.
You know I want to, David. You know I do so bad.
I know you want this. I want you
you
want it. We both want this. You know,
Do
just
they look
just
like
do it.
humans?
You can't see them yet.
Oh, I
You have
can't
to
see them
you have to
yet.
decide how you're going to approach this before you really know what you're working with.
I'm gonna stay sneaky because anything that I want only works if they're not like a bunch of werewolves standing there.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah. All right. Go ahead and roll your dex
All right.
stuff.
Dex stealth, okay.
Yeah.
And
you have
it's just
two.
a dice pool, right?
Yeah,
So I'm rolling 3.
And then two of those dice are going to be rage dice.
Perfect. So 3, and then I denote or like 2 of them. Okay.
Yep.
So it's not an additional. All right. I'll say my first 2 are rage dice, and then my last one's normal. Okay. Am I telling you the total or the numbers on the die?
The total successes. So 6s or better. If it's the rage dice, then 1s and 2s also count as successes.
Okay. Well, I got a 2 on a rage die and a 6 on a rage die, and then a 5 on my normal one.
Okay, 2 successes. Love that. So yeah, you all pass barely, and you are able to, the 4 of you, because Casey, you've gone, Ishu has climbed, Bones and Dale and Astrid, you all creep forward. Bones is like a fucking ghost. You all lose track of Bones. You know that she's present, kinda, right? You catch sight of 8 creatures in front of you. There's 7 people and a wolf, and it looks like 7 people up and around. There's a couple of ATVs. One of those like, it's like the gator, like the big one that has like the bed in the back. Is one of those. And laying on the back of that, you can see 2 forms that are currently being picked up and chucked into the ground.
Oh.
And they land with a wet thud, and you can smell blood. You can smell the oil that's leaking from these ATVs. You can hear that there are no creatures buzzing around here. There's no animals moving around and none of that, especially for you with survival and all that kind of stuff. This part of the forest is dead quiet. And you all had to be really quiet to not be noticed by these 7 people and a dog. And I should say wolf, as they are digging, lowering / plopping these forms into the ground. And they're working hard. This business is messy and tough work. They all are, what is it? They're wearing dark clothes, short sleeves because it's summer in fucking Dallas. And so like there's only so much you can do. And yeah, so you see some like long dark pants, some short sleeve shirts. Most of the shirts, not all of them, are the kind of like button down collar but short sleeve situation in terms of like fashion. And then a few of them are in t-shirts. And yeah, probably 4 of them have shovels. The dog is sitting there watching them work. And the other 4 are like moving the bodies.
David, how can I go ahead?
I was like, do they have any similar like iconography or colors or anything other than like just similar style?
So in wolf form, you have very good clarity in terms of like what you're looking at from like a humanoid perspective. You're looking at 5 men and 3 women. They're all adults. You can't really make out the colors because nobody's got any lights on.
Gotcha.
And that's something of like note that these people aren't using flashlights. They're not using headlamps or nothing. They're just working in the dark.
They're Garo. And they're not friendly Garo, considering that they are using construction material.
So this follows up my question. Is there a way for us, or for me being up where I'm at, to tell if these are humans, or are they agents of the worm, or me being like, I'm willing to dip into the spirit realm to try to figure out like where these people align.
Sure. So going into the Umbra is tough. You need your
Mhm.
whole pack together, forming
Okay.
a right to go. It's not like a subtle thing. You can just like peek.
Yeah.
There are some abilities to do like peeking into the Umbra if you like learn those skills and that sort of thing, but I don't think you currently have that on your sheet.
I don't. It was a higher thing.
No worries. But I will say you I think you have a gift of penumbral senses, which can help here. The other piece is like, as the theurge, you might have some like occult awareness because you have some points in occult, so that could be another way for you to maybe like suss out some iconography or some symbolism or something like that,
right?
Out of this deal. But you've got some options here, is what I'm trying to say. You have a couple of ways.
I have shadow sense. Which is wits plus wisdom test.
Okay.
This gift alerts the Guru if supernatural elements or creatures are nearby, though it does not specify their exact location. Well, I found that.
Yep. You know where they are.
So
Yeah,
I was like, we found it. I just need to know if
you would have to spend a willpower to do that, but yeah, you could.
I'll go ahead and use that. That's a pool of 5.
Cool. Love that. So so you're doing that. While you're doing that, who else is taking actions here or investigations here?
So I've got shenanigans, and I'm going to ask the pack for permission.
Love this.
My eyes are on that dog. Human senses numbed, muffled. You've pulling the wool over your ears when you enter Hamid form. I'm concerned about that dog. What I'm thinking I'm going to do, with y'all's permission, I do not want to do shenanigans. I want to sneak up behind it, use rapid shift into Hispo, which is giant direwolf form, grab that thing by the muzzle so it can't cry out, drag it into the shadows, and we can interrogate it.
She communicates all this.
I'm for it.
Like the three of you like get a glimpse of her paw as she like communicates this. Like,
she does like the dog eye thing when they want to go for a walk, except it's like, can I please rip him apart? Like,
I mean, wolves communicate exactly how they're going to pick which one to kill. So I mean, you've got all the communication senses to communicate to each other. Like, this is the one I want to go after. This is what I want to do. Here's how I want to do it. You can communicate all of that via wolf communication skills because they do it in the wild, right? Yeah. So you've got all that communicated, that whole scheme.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I see this, and to let you know, David, I got 2 10s on my regular dice and 1 on my rage dice
for
8. For trying to figure out like if these are supernatural creatures.
No, you don't have to. Oh wait, you do have to roll. You're right.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So it's 2 10s, a 1 on my rage, and an 8 and a 4.
2 10s. So that's a crit. Good job. Fucking A.
Yeah.
An 8. And then a 1 on one of your rages.
1 on one of my on my 1 rage dice.
All right, so that's a lot of successes. I'm gonna say because of all the successes you have, normally the difficulty is 2 to really get a sense of like supernatural stuff going on here. But yeah, you definitely know that there are some supernatural creatures in front of you. The wolf is the powerful one.
That's what I wanted to do.
Okay. 3 of these humans, innate humans. They're just actually, I'm going to say reverse that. I'm going to say 5 of these humans are just humans.
Humans, you say?
Okay. And then 3 of them are supernatural in some way. But
How do
because
I
you got so many successes, I'm going to say that you pegged that the wolf is the strong one from a supernatural sense. But you do have other supernatural things happening here, and you can sense it. And it's most strongly coming off of that wolf.
How do I relay that to you? That's the question.
Maybe just like a hand signal, like out, like American Sign Language. Forgive me.
Oh
I don't know.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
be careful.
Dog
yeah.
is strong.
Yeah.
Dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like,
The problem is
oh,
that
I know
sign
what
is
I
like
do.
It's like a snap of the finger and you hit your
Yeah.
leg. It's like,
So I
kind
do
of
this.
offensive here, and the Guru's nation is like, come here, boy.
I was like, I do this, is this, and try to prove like that is the strongest. 3, normie.
Normie.
He made the normie symbol.
Yeah. Rest.
I make
Perfect. We
direct eye
got it.
contact you.
Say
But
no
just
more.
from the shadow, you see those 2 little pinpricks
Yeah.
of yellow. And just light tilt of the head. Shall I continue?
He's not gonna stop you. He's gonna be like, I'm not gonna stop Grandma. Your grandma wants to fight the wolf. Grandma can fight the wolf.
She's gonna be stealthy about it. And seriously, out of character, don't want me to do this? I won't do it. It's a big, scary movie.
wrong
Might get
group.
into a fight.
Nope, don't. You're
Do it.
talking to
Can
the
I-
wrong
I'm gonna go
crew.
ahead and
Do
let you do this.
Can I assist by doing something else?
Oh yeah, like throw a rock or make some noise. Oh.
Even stupider.
I
Yeah.
love when Taylor has a bullshit plan. Let's go.
I love this.
So could I maybe like wherever Wolf is and where Bones will go get Wolf, could I go like the opposite direction where there's more humans, turn back into flashy human, but I don't want to be like seen, you know, is like the goal. Is it quiet? Is the transition quiet?
I mean, you're violently changing your body, so you could roll a stealth to do it quietly, but you'd need like 3 successes.
Well, because I assume I don't know. I don't really know how the skills work. I would assume maybe my animal magnetism would still work as a wolf too. It basically just attracts humans, the attention of humans, and so I want the human people to be like, oh, "What was that in the woods?" and turn around and not be paying attention to the wolf getting got.
Yeah, so the magnetism is going to come into play in like, and you can still do it. You could be like damsel in the woods kind of situation, but they have to be
idea.
like, kind of fully aware of you. You know,
Okay.
because it's a social thing you're doing. But you 100% could lean into that and try and draw the attention of these 7.
I just read the rest of it where it says, "As a peacock spirit or associated with traction, give this gift to you." I'm peacocking so hard with my.
You are. With the stickles, jacket
jumpsuit.
thing. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, you could 100% do it. But it is you're fully revealing yourself at that point. There's no stealth going on here at all, right?
That
I'm
seems
fine with
stupid.
that. That's
Or
great.
does that seem good? I don't want to ruin Bones' plan to nab a wolf. I'm trying to distract people from seeing her nab a wolf.
Either way, you're a distraction.
Coming out in full Dallas Cowboy uniform, I think would be a pretty good distraction.
Guys, I got lost in practice. Can you help me get back to the big city?
Oh my god. Yeah, I mean, look. Hot girl lost in woods.
What's not to love?
Yeah.
You know, we're out here
Problematic,
burying
and we're going to
bodies.
use that to our advantage.
Quick question before this pops off. I'm gonna let this all happen, but the vehicles, they're ATVs.
Yeah, there's one big one, and then there's several small ones, and there's enough ATVs for everybody here to either be driving or riding on the back of one. So there's 4 or 5-ish here.
And are they running right now?
One of them was running. That big one was running. All the engines have been killed at this point. It's gotten really quiet.
Okay. Just not going to do anything yet. But
Such shitty stealth. This is going to go so bad.
You know what? I would love for somebody to do. I'm going to do my most hunter. Bones, I want you to make for me a either an insight or like a leadership role. So that would be like wits or intelligence, insight or leadership. One of those two, because you're the one with like this kind of big plan here, and I want to give you like a room to get one more piece of information before you all.
I love that. Wits does not get, and leadership doesn't get used nearly enough in WoD. So,
Do it.
ooh. Oh boy. So that's 1, a 9, and 2 other 9s. So that's a lot of 9s.
Love
so
that.
that's 3 successes.
Love that. Okay, that's 3 successes is enough to piece this together. You're
Wait, some of those ones was on my rage dice. I forgot. I'm like, oh wait, that's a bad one.
Fucking hey, yes. Okay, good. So that's 4 successes. 4 successes, right?
4.
Love that. Okay, good. So you're in the mode. You know your target and all this stuff, but there's something that was at the back of your head. That gator was driving up and it stopped farther away than it needed to, because they could have just driven it straight up, and everybody's gotten really quiet. So you get this, like, right as you're about to step off, you get this sense of like the prey have figured out that they're prey. They might not know where the lions are, but they've figured out that they're prey.
Just make that faint little signal of they're aware. And particularly to Dale, I turn directly to him. Direct order. Flash those yellow eyes, give the general direction, track that other car, make sure it doesn't get away.
Oh, has one left?
The one that's parked further away.
The big one.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
No witnesses.
No witness.
Is what I'm hearing out of that. All right. Good stuff. So in 5e, initiative is, fun. I'm going to say that you all don't have surprise, because the stealth rolls weren't great enough to give you all surprise. They were good enough that you didn't get made, but not good enough to give you surprise. So the way initiative works now is the people who are in physical combat go first, which nobody's in physical combat right now. And then the people who are shooting go next. So Casey, up in the tree, I'm going to ask you, are you shooting or are you not shooting this first combat round?
My question is, do throwing knives count?
Yeah, that's a range.
Okay,
That's a range thing. Yeah.
Yeah, because I have my throwing knives. I did not bring my gun with me.
Okay. So good note. And then just to let us know, the next step in the initiative is the people who are engaging in physical combat. So that's really what we're about to do. So there's this chance where Ishu could act first because of the way initiative works in the game, but it feels very much like Bones is going to kick us off with this. And also there's a play here where Astrid, you're going to do this like distraction move as well, right?
Yeah.
Okay, love that. Okay, good.
Real quick too, did we just so it was said, there was a XP for Dale for Sleeping Log, and then an XP for Abby for Werewolf Grandma Shenanigans.
Love that. Okay, I got the Dale in our chat here, but I didn't get Abby, so I'll note that one here. Okay, awesome. Thank you for tracking all that. Okay, so let's roll distraction first. I just gotta see. Taylor, paint us a picture and roll your dice.
Yeah. So I would like to, still in my sneaky wolf form, creep along to a way where when people look at me, their back is turned to scary wolf boy. The engine's already cut. That sucks. I am going to attempt to transform to a human quietly.
Sure.
as quietly as possible.
Yeah. So you take a second to do that. That's fine. And you
Okay.
make that transition just fine. The only thing I'm going to ask is that you do, let's do like a charisma performance.
Please, I would love to do that.
That's so good.
I would
That's so
love
good.
to do that over stealth.
Oh, yeah, so good. Let's do that.
So that's 6 die for me.
Oh, good. You're good at that. Wow. All right.
I think I'm playing werewolf wrong. I think I'm actually playing vampire.
No, you're doing werewolf great. This is so
Okay.
good. This is so good.
Cool. I'm gonna do the same thing. Just my first 2 will be my rage die. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Oh, okay. There's 2 1s on my rage die, and then a 6, and then everything else is below a 6.
Taylor, would you be all right with a wardrobe malfunction? With the brutal
Yeah,
success?
she's gonna be so pissed.
You
Would you be all right
distract
with
them
that? I mean,
to
I
death.
want to ask your permission here before we do that. But like brutal success, there's some ways that could happen, and I just want to like get your okay on that one. All right.
Absolutely, yes.
Cool. So yeah, you. How many successes? Because the rage dice, you got 2 1s on those.
Uh-huh.
That's like 4 successes.
Okay, and then there was only one other one of my 6 that only one was a 6. Everything else was below, but the 2 on the rage die were 1.
Okay, so it's 5 successes. I really needed you to get 2. So you enthrall these 7 people. Even the wolf is like,
Absolutely, I do.
what is mine looking at over here? Paint us the picture. What does it look like as you have wrapped their attention and given Abby's character a couple of die for her move here in a second?
Yeah, so I have this animal magnetism that is coming into play here as just try to transform as quietly as possible, but probably make a little bit of noise to kind of get that attention over there as I stumble up against like a branch that just like absolutely rips my jumpsuit like right at the cleavage. It's just torn apart. It is nearly not good for me. As then, I've got my hair all jumbled up, which I feel like probably would just happen anyway after transforming from a freaking dog.
Yeah.
And I know we're in like what we're in a crescent moon, but there's like just enough moonlight that's like shining down on my sequins that makes me like this just like little bit of a like disco ball in this dark clearing over here.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just kind of stumble through and look, and I'm like, where's Deep Ellum? I think I maybe went the wrong way somewhere.
Deep. Chef's kiss. So good. Okay. The response, right? Obviously, you have their attention. You have overly succeeded here. Have you seen The Expanse, the sci-fi series, the show?
Yeah,
There's a guy in there, Amos, right? So there's a guy who looks like Amos, and he goes, hey, and like he is clearly drawn to you, right? And the woman next to him is like, I saw her first. And they both rolled really well on their charisma plus performance because y'all are vibing. Like there's a quick moment of like, maybe we're not enemies here, as there's a combat starting right behind them. So the spell is broken almost instantly. Abby, talk to me about what you do.
One of them, I'm staring him in the eyes. Just so we know, one of those two, I'm keeping eye contact. Because I have something next turn and I need their eye contact.
Love that.
So while this display is occurring, it is like a fucking horror movie. Like, we have our like little fun slasher moment of my boobies are out. I'm using rapid shift, which means silent, quick shifting. Like it is just snap in the moment. Let me make a rage check. 9. Great.
Love that.
I'm changing into Hispo, so I am monstrous. I'm gigantic. My teeth are just, I think it's like alien drool just dripping down. And I'm sneaking up behind this wolf as he is enamored with the show in front of him. and just right above his head, I don't know, maybe like there's like a little cinematic drop of that droll right before I close my jaws around his maw and drag him back into the woods.
Oh, around his I love that. Okay, good. Give me. Okay, I feel like this is a brawl. This is like strength brawl. Could also be dex brawl. Honestly, like I'm down for either one because this is a focused, pointed maneuver. You're not really trying to kill them. You're trying to silence them and drag them into the woods. So I think either of those two would work for me, and add in the brawl, and you're going to get 2 dice from Taylor's fantastic distraction.
All right, that's 4 from
so
brawl.
lost.
Oh boy. 4 from brawl, 3 from stealth, additional 2. Also, Lupus, you get an additional stealth little bonus. So I'm having to reach into my extra rage dice now. That's how many dice I have.
Love that.
So that's 10 dice I'm rolling.
Jeez.
Versus this person's don't get kidnapped roll, because they do get to attempt to not get kidnapped.
Of course, as is fair. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I got non-criticals, 9 successes, and both of my the crit I got was on my rage dice. I know it doesn't matter, but it feels worth saying. Amoeba doesn't go into things without being prepared.
No, you do not. Okay, here's the wild thing. They also, not 9 freaking successes, but they also got a rage crit at not getting nabbed. Okay. But you beat them in terms of roll off. So it's silent, but it is violent as you drag this wolf deep into the woods, as you have blown the door off any sort of sense of like personal security and safety this wolf had. And they were confident in their abilities of like not getting kidnapped. And you've really put a fear into this wolf. I'm going to say that Dale and Ishu, the two of you see Bones drag this wolf toward the river. Okay. And Taylor, Astrid is facing 7 humans as you watch like one of the humans, his mouth fall slack and open as this huge long tongue starts to like unfurl and teeth start to grow.
No.
And we should probably cut here for the night.
Can't throw a knife. You ain't gonna let me pull. I was gonna pin that tongue straight to the ground.
You were about to Assassin's Creed that shit. You were gonna just jump out there.
I was ready.
That's next round of combat, baby.
Oh my god.
Casey, you got some XP. If that makes you feel any better.
Okay.
I was like, man, all right. I got my ass kicked. I get no love from the cat tonight.
So the sequence of events is like Dale was like, "Oh, I hear something. Let's go!" And I creep forward, and then all of a sudden, nudity, blood, monsters. And I'm like, "What the?" In Wolf, I'm like, "What the fuck is going on?"
Just the head tilt.
Yeah.
Huh?
That's so good. Yeah, I can't wait to see how this plays out. Because we are definitely starting next game in combat with partial abduction, partial maybe escape, or avoiding some sort of like poly situation. Like
I am staring down. I was just like,
We saw you from across the forest brook, and we love your vibe.
Any sense of like, wait, how did she get here?
About?
Not currently active in these people's brains, but we will find that out next time.
Oh my god.
So, folks, now actually, Taylor, you're not going to be here next week. Next time we play,
I am also not going to be here.
So maybe it's interrogation day. And then the next one will be polycule day.
So okay, so just to like make sure we understand what's going to happen, I think that it is fair for us to split the pack and say that Dale and Astrid are dealing with 7 humans, and
We got it.
and we'll have Bones and Ishu deal with the wolf. Is that okay with everybody's? Everybody okay
Yeah.
with that? All right. So yeah, next
Yeah,
time we'll find out
we're
what
a wolf
happens.
and a naked woman. We got it. We'll kill all 7 of these
Got
guys.
this. We're fine.
Fine.
Yeah,
It's
the
fine.
dream team. We got it.
So fine. Yeah. That's we're gonna split the party because of like personal schedules, not because of like.
Yeah.
So I
Tactics.
I solemnly swear to not like intentionally kill all of you.
I'll get another Dallas
I
girl
love
ready
that.
just in case.
Yeah.
I got a lot of them. I grew up with a lot of them.
You know them well.
I know
yeah,
'em well.
Yeah, that's so good. That's so good. Oh, love this. Okay, well, everybody at home, thank you for joining us for a lovely night of Werewolf the Apocalypse 5th edition. This is everything I wanted it to be and more. I want to thank my players for like showing up with amazing fun characters with really good creative ideas on how you're going to solve all these things and like just get connected to what's going on. I love that. Thank you all so much for doing that. Let's do one more round of like who we are, where we can find us, what we're up to, right? And we will start with, I'm going to go with Taylor first. Taylor, what you up to?
Hi, hello. I'm Taylor, or at Potato on the good sites _ before and after on the one that used to have a bird. Yeah. I don't have a lot going on like presently as I'm not home and I'm traveling. But I will be back at it at the end of the month. You can find me over on Lost Caravans for some Lancer Dustgrave. I think we have like 1 to 2 episodes left of that. It'll probably season 2 because we fucking love Lancer. So come catch that, as well as we'll be wrapping up part 2 of a Witcher game. And then as always catch things here, but Dave was going to talk about our schedule here, but you can find me doing all sorts of things here. And then also wherever you listen to your podcasts, find Bloom and Blight. It's a Girl by Moonlight podcast. I am the GM for it. Kit and Anna have been editing and producing and doing an amazing job. We have a beautiful cast that includes the 3 of us, plus Logan the GM, as well as Candace the Magnificent, who have both been on High Shelf Collective in the past. So is a wonderful, beautiful game of magic girls and just living life and trauma. And it's like a fun little bite-sized, like 45-minute, hour episodes. Y'all should just totally listen to it because it's really good. And I can't stop thinking about it, and I cry all the time because it's great.
Wonderful. This is beautiful. Yeah. Casey, where can people find you? And we'll do Owen next.
Hey, how you doing? My name's Casey. You can find me here at High Shelf Collective, being the mischief maker that I am. You can find me next Thursday. You can find me this Thursday. I don't know what day it is. Thursday. You can find us playing over here for Marvel, where surprise, I'm a mischief maker and anarchist that turns hero. So
good.
And so, more of the same stupidity. You can find me there hanging out with Owen and David and everybody else. And then also, you can find me at Instagram at Tabletop Trucking 78. It's how it sounds, except for the G at the end. Drop the G, and you can find me there if you want to look at semi truck stuff. Because if some of y'all haven't figured out, I live in my semi. And other than that, me, Taylor, and Gavin, another player, is the creator of the Mass Effect homebrew for Cyberpunk, which in January, hopefully, we will be ending our final season. So check us out there.
Yeah, that'll be so good. And Owen, tell us about you.
Yeah, my name is Owen Havaliana. It's hard to spell, but you can also find me at Ace of Squares on all socials. I am a game writer and an actual play streamer. So if you need either of those things, hit me up. You can find me here on High Shelf Collective. We have our Marvel finale this Thursday. I play Dr. Bullfrog. That is the name that they let me have.
You got a degree in everything.
I got a degree online, so the doctor is legit. Yeah, and some stuff coming up for High Shelf, possibly with Casey, and possibly other stuff. I'm hustling to get some more games. So yeah, you'll see me around.
Awesome. And Abby, where can people find you? What you up to?
Oh my goodness gracious, little old me again? Well, yeah, I'm Abby. I'm your local Dindan nerd, and you can catch me on the Bird and Sky websites at Enough of Abby, where I'm doing cultural consultations, I'm doing indigenous nerdery. Also, I have this really weird niche of playing specialist characters in World of Darkness who happen to be old women. I was recently on the World of Darkness channel playing Hunter with the illustrious Huddy and an amazing crew. So if you want to see me up to some Hunter shenanigans, check out their YouTube. The VOD is up there. I also rolled very suspiciously well. So if anyone ever tells you specialist isn't worth taking, tell them to shove it up their ass, because that's how you get 9 successes on a crit.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Oh my gosh. All right. And everybody at home, as always, I'm David at High Shelf. So High Shelf David on all the socials. We're about to do a big charity drive in December, starting on the 5th with Casey's game. We're going to be playing Cyberpunk. We're going to be raising money for Elevated Access all month long. We have like 9 games, I think, or 8 games planned. So tune in, hang out, help us raise funds for that. We're going to be doing a bunch of giveaways and all kinds of good stuff. More announcements on that front coming. For the folks in our Discord, there's call sheets that are being worked on, and we're going to get those out pretty soon. And then, yeah, we're going to be at PAX. A bunch of us are going to be at PAX Unplugged. So if you find us there, that'd be awesome. And otherwise, we'll be back with this game in 2 weeks. And then we're going to take December off for all the charity drive stuff that we're going to be doing. And then we'll pick this back up again in January. But,
oh my God. So, and I won't know if we're dead till January.
Yeah,
that's right.
That's
right. That's right.
Tune
that's
in
right.
in 2024 to see what Dale does.
That's right. That's right. Personal schedules suck.
Dog years, am I right?
Yeah, dog years. That's right. That's right. That's right. Oh my gosh. Awesome. Well, we are going to raid Magi RPG. Looks like they're playing some Blades in the Dark.
Let's go.
For those who don't know, Blades in the Dark and this channel, we have a lot of fun there. We've played like a bunch of different campaigns on it. We did one that was like 40 episodes long, and it is just a riotously good time. So we're gonna give them some love. I want to say thanks real quick to all the folks that rated us today. You're all wonderful and amazing. Thank you for that, and everyone, thanks for sticking around while we do Werewolf. This was the first RPG I ever played when I was a little 12-year-old boy, and I am so glad to get to play it in its new incarnation, which is much better and friendlier, and I just really love it. So thank you all so much for joining us today. And
Guys, look at this jacket I found.
Oh my god!
Look,
yes, that is the jacket.
It has little sequin stars on the shoulder and everything.
Yes,
it's so good.
She's just like, hello. Is there anybody out here?
She's just in the jacket, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
It's just a jacket.
Good night, all.
Clearing pussy out.
As always, have fun and play well.
Hey, all your old secrets.
Don't be a dick. Don't forget to wear clothes.
Go piss, girl.
Oh my god.
What a way to end.
Oh my god, that's good.
Oh my